In today's ever-changing world, it is vital we keep up with developing technologies within literacy. The students are now exposed to literature on so many different levels that we would be doing them a major disservice if we, as teachers, were to ignore ICT in the curriculum. Successfully incorporating ICT would enable our students the best chance in becoming fully literate. To do so in the 21st century requires one to become multiliterate. Dr. Chris Welsh, a lecturer at Deakin University, suggests that 21st century literacy is the set of abilities and skills where oral, visual and digital literacy overlap. These include the ability to understand the power of images and sounds, to recognise and use that power, to manipulate and transform. Digital media, to distribute them pervasively and to easily adapt them to new forms. In a world becoming increasingly dependent on technology as a means of communication, students need to be equipped with the skills to critically engage in such literacies. The internet has changed the way in which we receive information, and it is the use of multiliteracies has, in my opinion, underpinned its success. Enabling communication to be represented in a multimodal way, the internet engages its audience on all levels. Throwing a larger literacy net over the populace enables the internet to enable people with information that they were once unable to attain. This is the key strength of multiliteracy, as it deals with literacy on all levels, as opposed to just a few. The New London Group of 1996 describes multiliteracies as composing of 6 components. The first is the linguistic mode, which deals with the element of language. The second is the audio mode, which deals with the elements such as music and sound effects. The third is the visual mode, dealing with elements such as colour, perspective, foreground and backgrounding. The fourth is the gestural mode, whose elements deal with behaviour, physicality, gesture, sensuality, feelings and effect. The fifth mode is the spatial, whose elements deal with ecosystemic, geographic and architectonic meanings. Multimodal design is the 6th mode and is considered the most significant, as it involves readings of all designs in interactive and dynamic ways. Allowing students to engage in these multiliteracy practices will enable a more inclusive classroom. Students understand communication in different ways, and it is vital that they are exposed to as many different forms of communication as possible. All the while, it is vital that we as teachers teach our students to become critical thinkers when engaging in multiliteracy, to be able to understand inference and question the text. What is the author trying to say and why? To sum up my stance on the importance of multiliteracy in schools to be taught from the get-go through the implementation of ICT in the curriculum, I will once again refer to Dr. Chris Welsh. 21st century literacy is the set of abilities and skills where oral, visual and digital overlap. These include the ability to understand the power of images and sounds, to recognise that use, and to manipulate and transform digital media, to distribute them pervasively and to easily adapt them to new forms. Yet, as a teacher, I also understand the importance of developing the students' love, appreciation and understanding of books. The old methods of literacy must also be recognised and thoroughly taught in order to support new multiliteracies. To me, there is nothing like a good book. Teachers should jump on the success of books such as the Harry Potter series. It gets the students interested in reading and further gives them the experience of reading books and wanting to read more. This can only be a good thing. Many people have put off books in general as they are given negative initial experiences in reading. Students must be given a rich diet of books and also ones that they are able to relate to. I remember my first novel as being The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. I was very young and the experience not only being able to read a whole book by myself but actually really enjoying it left me with the interest to want to read more. In accordance to this, Australian students should be exposed to quality Australian literature. Literature contained as stories about a place helps establish identity. So often people are asking, what is Australian culture? I believe this question could be more easily answered if Australian authors were supported by local school curriculum. inasmuch as teaching quality Australian literature in schools to support local authors telling local stories. This could go a long way in helping to establish Australian culture, particularly multiculture.